Very true.
Outside lane, hanging tough here on the restart.
Oh, here we go.
Got trouble. That's Casey Kane. It goes sideways. Joey Logano nowhere to go.
Oh, my. Half the field is gone.
The big one at Daytona has happened at lap 97.
That is the huge one at Daytona.
Justin Allgaier.
Oh, the
Denny
18
Hamlin,
gets on its roof.
and Kyle Busch rolls upside down.
Wow.
See the 26 car of Cole Witt, the 38 of David Gilliland.
Just having a good old time over here. Just hanging around. Okay. Just stay buckled up. Let them get you flipped over here.
That's Kyle Busch. Yeah, there goes our antenna on the onboard of the 18. Kyle Busch. And that was I think the slowest rollover
and the latest
I've ever seen.
It was almost like a delayed reaction to the crash. Saw rookie Ryan Truex backing through your picture. He had damage. Safety crews are there.
And let me tell you, that, you know, when you're upside down in one of these cars, Kyle, because you're so buckled in. Let's take a replay here. It looks like the 16 got into the 5 a little bit too hard and just turned him. And man, talk about getting piled up.
Watch the 3 car when we get another replay of Austin Dillon come shooting up through the middle and trying to avoid the accident.
26 of Cole Witt just got into the 18 to turn him over.
And watch Danica in this outside line right here. She and the 2 car of Brad Keselowski. Wow, that 1 car's up in the air right there.
All 4 tires were off the ground.
He just launched.
That was perfect. I mean, she just slowed it down enough to let everything clean off in front of her, as Brad did.
As they got to the corner, as you get to these corners, once the cars go up, they will come back down.
Especially when they slow down.
Yeah, when they slow down, they just come back down the racetrack. And that was, she was in the right place in this line to be able to whoa her car down, not get run over from behind, and just kind of right there, she's nose to nose.
That Austin Dillon that got through that? That 3 car, man, he did a nice job getting through there as well.
Nice job by him.
We ride with Kyle Busch, who at the end of this mess goes on his roof.
22 is pushing to 41. You need to get lower. We're in it.
Right here. And it was just because his car was on the banking and on the apron, just at the right enough angle for somebody to just kind of toss him upside down.
She runs up on the outside there, gets into the front, just gets hit in the back by the 26 car that ends up hitting the 18 car. So she's probably got a little nose damage and a little bit in the back of the car.
Second time today really she's dodged a bullet.
Yeah, from the in car here.
Stay high, back it down.
Just barely gets into the car. And
Still inside here, no lane. What do you got here?
That's a good job.
And then it just opens
I
up.
got hit in the front back, but...
Really good job.
With Dale Earnhardt Jr., who had just gotten back on the lead lap.
And Dale got it slowed down enough.
Yeah.
To where he could stay away from it.
Okay, around the outside up by the wall if you can.
That's perfect.
As you look at the carnage as he drives away.
And that's why you want to be on the lead lap here, because you know if you get the big one, all of a sudden you take out 12, 15 cars, you're right back in the mix.
You know, I was saying about these cars, you're in these cars so tight anymore. It's not like you can just unbuckle and get out of these cars easily, because you're so tight in these seats now, and everything comes around the helmet, and kind of sit there and wait a long time. It seems like forever.
Red flag out for the 2nd time today. It happened earlier for rain, 10 laps into this event, and here we are at lap 98.
And see, and like I said, he's still sitting in there, but there's nowhere. If he unbuckled, if you look at, there's nowhere for him to go, which is not a good feeling.
No,
be upside down. The cameras still work.
That's impressive. Kyle Busch, a runner-up last week at Kentucky. One of the best runs this team has had in recent weeks, but unfortunately today going to be captured in the big one here at the World Center of Racing. And as he climbs from his car, a nice hand from the crowd.
I'd like to get a car count on that. How many cars damaged in that? That's got to be a record.
But you know what? Watching that and watching Kyle Busch roll over there at the end, really the 5 car and then Jamie McMurray, there were a couple of guys that took some pretty good licks, but it was really a slow crash developing, and a slow crash. They just all get down in the corner and just pile up real slow, and they're not that far from where they didn't end up that far from where the wreck started.
Look at the spotters over there. All the binoculars working hard. Nothing you can do.
Yeah, there really isn't. A crash like that, there's not a whole lot you can be telling. I mean, because if you think you're clear in front of you, somebody's going to run into the side of you or behind you or whatever.
2 laps shy of lap 100. Kurt Busch asking about younger brother Kyle on the radio. Listen to this.
10-4, let me know if he gets out. 10-4, I'll let you know. Yeah, Hirschman says he's fine, Kurt, just let you know. What caused that is the 16 got back into the 5, which hooked the 22. Really sorry. I don't know what we need to do different there, really. I drug the brake to stay attached to the 22. The outside just got a run on us. Yeah, the 15 dragged his butt, and that's when then he got the big run. Yeah, that wasn't you, Kurt. That was the 16 hit the 5 and sent him into the 22. That was not you.
Kurt Busch talking with his spotter, Rick Corelli, who was quite a driver in his own right. And Kurt right now second on the track under the red to Eric Almirola. Now we look at those drivers that were a part of this most recent accident. Second time we've had a big crash today at Daytona. Denny Hamlin, pre-race contender. Joey Logano fit that category. Clint Boyer had the big drive through the field. Menard, Kane. Got Newman there, who won at Daytona in 08. Greg Biffle, who's won here. Kyle Busch, Jamie McMurray. High hopes for so many. A disappointing end of the day, and Greg Biffle among them. Let's hear from him.
Well, Greg is down here with us. He came out of the car. You okay, first of all?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just so unhappy. I watched the replay and just close quarters racing. David Reagan, 34, gave me a big push. And then Casey got up and went to the middle and ran into the back of the 13 car and slowed way up. And I hit the back of the 5. And, we weren't lined up. He moved down for some reason, when he hit the 13 or something. But just a chain reaction, you just never know that cars are going to slow down that quick. And I had a shove from the 34 from behind, and you just can't react that fast, unfortunately.
Greg, you made the comment earlier in the day on the radio that this is some of the craziest racing you'd seen out here in a long time. You said it was unbelievable. Was this just more of that, just the way the day was unfolding?
No, this wasn't at all. This was pretty calm. I mean, just the beginning of that thing was kind of crazy when the 40 and the 36 and 38 were dicing for the lead. I saw one guy kind of get hooked similar to that and went up and kissed the wall and came back down. I thought we were all wrecked, and we all kept going like nothing happened. But, then it calmed down, and we had green flag pit cycles and everything. And right there was just a matter of a chain reaction. The 5 moved down to the middle and slowed up really, really fast against the back of the 13. And right then I got a shove from David, and I hit the back of the 5, not lined up, and that just started a chain reaction.
Adam.
Thank you, Ralph. So Greg Biffle is okay. We also got a report that David Gilliland has come from the infield care center and is okay. And there you see David. Let's hear from David, Marty.
Adam, as you saw, you walked from the care center. What was your take on all that craziness that happened over there?
I knew there was going to be trouble there. Probably should have given myself more room, but some people stayed out there in tires, but the track as warm as it is, handling's really becoming an issue, and cars are sliding around all over. And a lot of guys didn't take any tires, and I don't know, boy, that happened right up towards the front. Looked like Biffle got in the back of the 5, but what a mess. But not the day we were looking for. We had a great car, had a great run going. Real proud of my team. Loves Travel Stop, support our military. Proud of them guys and everything they do for us. So we're going to try and get it fixed and hopefully pass some of these cars.
Yeah, they're going to try and get back out on the racetrack if they can, Adam. Obviously, a lot of carnage. So a lot of these teams are really going to work on their cars, trying to get them back out.
Kind of ironic, though, is the guys who we were worried about being up front, not used to it, causing a wreck, didn't. The guys that we're used to seeing up front are the ones that got in the wreck.
And we showed you the cars that were involved in the accident. By our count, 12 cars that were running on the lead lap avoided damage there. We'll get those numbers straight when we return to Daytona.
Like?
One day behind schedule here in Daytona Beach, Florida for the Coke Zero 400 powered by Coca-Cola. It's the 18th race of the year for NASCAR Sprint Cup teams under caution after we just experienced our second red flag of the day. This one for a big crash that involved many drivers, including Casey Kane. Marty?
Yep, out of the care center, and he was up front to avoid all the accidents. And what happened to start it from your perspective?
Yeah, I felt like I was about 6th or so, and I just was getting hit from behind, and pretty soon I was spinning. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a tough spot to be in. Everybody's trying to get going, and I just got hit. It got me going left to right and spun around. I knew it was going to be big as far up as I was.
Was it a matter of guys being too aggressive, or was it a matter of these cars being hard to handle late in a run?
No, it was just, the cars are hard to handle when they get pushed, when everybody's close together like that. Just if you're getting hit in the corners of your bumper, and that's what I felt like. It was the corners. I got hit a couple times, go left to right, and then it started spinning. So it was, I'm not exactly sure how it all happens, but we avoided the first wreck, and we didn't avoid the second one, so it's too bad.
Yeah, it was a very big incident for Casey Kane. Glad to see that you're out of the infield care center. Let's see if we can get a word with Kyle Busch. He's chatting with Jamie McMurray, and they're kind of going through this incident, and let's see if we can grab these guys. Kyle took a wild ride. You were upside down there, man. That wasn't fun, was it?
It was okay. It just felt like a slow carnival ride, but I guess that's fitting for the 4th of July weekend, but not here in Daytona. So that's just unfortunate. I don't have any clue what happened. Somebody got squirrely. I saw the 5 turn sideways across the field there, and then all chaos ensued thereafter. And the grass is so wet, my stuff just augured in and then started turning right and going back up the racetrack. I wish it would have stayed straight. If it would have stayed straight, I might have had an opportunity to get through there and not be too banged up. But then I just got T-boned there at the end, and it just kind of toppled me over.
There was the carnival ride. We're glad that you're okay. Jamie McMurray, from your perspective, boy, at times you had one of the best cars today. What caused that?
I don't know. I knew that I was going to walk out here and you guys were going to ask me what happened, but from my seat, I didn't see anything. Casey came over and said that I think Greg or somebody maybe bumped him a couple times and got him squirrely, and he's like, I couldn't catch it. And when you have a car spin out, at the front of the field, there's just nowhere to go. I mean, I ran into the guy that was directly in front of me, and then whoever was behind me clobbered me. And I tell you, I've never had a car lift like off the ground, and it's a crazy feeling. It's a helpless feeling to have the car do that. And I was really lucky that it sat back down. And you see these big wrecks. Those are like probably the easiest hits you take all year long because everyone's going the same speed, and for the most part, those don't hurt near as bad as having a tire issue or something.
You were saying that during your runs, you were surprised by the swing and how the car would handle. It handled one way at the beginning and completely different at the end, right?
Well, it wasn't necessarily that run to run. At the beginning of the race, I thought our car drove better. I could tell a lot of guys were having to lift, and I wasn't. I'm like, my car is really stable. And right at the end of the green flag pit stop run, I got a little bit tight. And I just assumed when we put tires on that they would have so much more grip that it would feel fine. But from the very first lap, it was tight. So I don't know if it was, a tight set of tires or if the track was just changing that much.
All right, glad to see that he's okay, Adam. And I tell you what, the Infield Care Center, a busy spot right now, Adam, but everybody walking out, everybody is fine.